The Grammy nominations have just dropped.
Oh, yes.
And so let me get it pulled up.
I got the album of the year nominees right here.
Okay, let's start. We can start with album of the year.
Okay.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 nominees.
Oh my gosh, I am stunned.
Yeah. Andre 3000's.
I cannot believe Andre 3000's flute album
either.
got a nomination.
And I'm gonna be honest. I dig it. I don't know about album of the year.
Here's the thing. Here's what I would tell you. I'm the biggest Andre 3000 fan.
I am a big fan too.
I've known Andre 3000 since I was 12 years old. Like I'm an Outkast fan, huge Outkast fan. This album came out this year. This might be either the best or the worst jazz flute album of all time. I have no idea.
You don't know.
I have no frame of reference. I don't know.
It's not your wheelhouse.
A flute album.
For an Andre 3000 album, doesn't really do much for me. Because I like Andre 3000's music, and I don't sit around listening to New Blue Sun. I don't listen to it in my car. I don't really know the context for it. So it getting nominated for album of the year though. That's the thing though. The Grammys are so out of touch with kind of popularity and different things like that. This doesn't shock me. It's almost like they gave him an album of the year nominee just because he put an album out. It's been since 2000 when they did The Love Below.
Yeah, I respect.
I don't. He made it as a joke. It's fine.
He did not.
No, it's not a joke.
He's
really into it.
And I love artists that reach a point in enough success creatively that they can do things like this. Like if you have enough money and influence and you want to make a flute album, go for it. I'm a fan of all genres of music. I'm just looking at this list, and the fact that Ariana Grande's album did not get nominated for album of the year is a travesty.
Did she put out an album this year?
Yes, it's one of the best pop albums of the year.
All right,
and it's one of her best albums that she's ever put out.
Let's go through these real quick. Okay, so we got Andre 3000, New Blue Sun, Cowboy Carter, Beyonce, Short and Sweet, Sabrina Carpenter, Brat, Charlie XCX, how you say that, by Jacob Collier.
I don't know.
Digest, Volume 4.
Who's Jacob? I don't know Jacob.
I got to be honest, I don't know Jacob Collier.
Who the hell is that?
I don't know who Jacob Collier
is it another jazz flute album?
Let's find out.
Okay, Hit Me Hard and Soft, Billie Eilish, Chappell Roan, The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess by Chappell Roan, and then The Tortured Poets Department by Taylor Swift. Here is my hot take.
Jacob Collier appears to be K-pop.
He's an English singer-songwriter.
Oh, never mind.
Here's my take for album of the year. Taylor Swift can't win it this year. No. She just can't.
Oh,
that album is...
Here, give me my album of the year.
I'm going to go with Sabrina Carpenter. It's got to be.
No. If the Grammys play in Beyonce's face one more time, burn it all down. Cowboy Carter is the best album of the year. Even if you didn't like Cowboy Carter, the artistic decisions and the execution and the risks and the multi-genre crossing...
You can make the same argument for Andre 3000.
Fine, go for it if you want to. Beyonce's album was truly
for Andre 3000, it might be more of a swing because he won the album. His last album won the album of the year, and it was a hip hop album.
Okay, great. So you're saying Andre 3000 has won an album of the year before with Outkast. Beyonce has never won album of the year, and that is one of the greatest marks on the Grammys. And I am not trying to have a Kanye moment here. I'm just trying to say that Beyonce deserves album of the year.
I mean, you're saying she deserves it.
She is a 99-time Grammy nominee and doesn't have an album of the year.
But you're saying it as she deserves it as a lifetime
she also deserves it on
award.
that. It's my favorite album of the year.
Okay.
The end.
Taylor Swift's Tortured Poets Department just isn't a great Taylor Swift album. It's fine.
Isn't the Sabrina Carpenter album the one most people have talked about this year?
I think Chappell Roan's Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess has been the most talked about album.
It probably has. I think and Brat goes pretty hard too. Brat is really good. I think I'm with you. You have to give it to Beyonce because the rest of this category is just not. There's no one. First off, there's no one really on that level other than Taylor Swift. And if we're going to say it's between Taylor Swift and Beyonce, you got to give it to Beyonce because the album's just way better.
How about this? So the record of the year, which is single, right? This is a pretty good category here. The Beatles, Now and Then, which is the AI song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right.
Beyonce, Texas Hold'em. Sabrina Carpenter, Espresso. Charlie XCX, 360. Billie Eilish, Birds of a Feather. Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us. Chappell Roan, Good Luck, Babe, and Taylor Swift, Fortnite.
I think it'll be Kendrick.
I think it'll be Kendrick.
Yeah, I think it'll be Kendrick in that one. Espresso is I would say Kendrick or Sabrina Carpenter.
That Texas Hold'em was
my
pretty
issue
popular.
with Texas Hold'em is that it's far and away not the best song on that album. And I do think that doomed certain people's perspective of that album. Like, there are far better songs on Cowboy Carter than Texas Hold'em. And the fact that that is nominated for Song of the Year, and did it get a Record of the Year nominee as well?
That was Record of the Year. Song of the Year goes to, like, the songwriter, right? Isn't that how it works?
It's, so Record of the Year is all of the production elements that go into the song, and then Song of the Year is the physical...
Song of the Year is pretty much the same songs, except for Shabuzi and Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars.
And Sabrina with Please, Please, Please instead of
That's a good
Espresso.
song.
I'm still convinced that Lady Gaga Bruno Mars song isn't actually a real song. I've never heard it. I don't know anyone that's heard it.
You saw the movie, right? What? Did you see the Joker movie? That's what it's from.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay.
No, I haven't seen it yet. I'll see it when it comes out. On video or whatever, however you consume things these days.
Chappell Roan is nominated for Best New Artist, which seems surprising because hadn't she put out like 4 or 5 albums previously?
No, she's
been around for a while.
No, she hasn't. She's been around for a minute. Okay, so Chappell Roan, she first put out her song Pink Pony Club, which is the song that she did on SNL this past week, and it came out right in 2020, and it was
that's a while.
Like, on the early days of TikTok, it looked like it was going to be the song of the summer. But then there was no song of the summer in 2020. It was COVID. We were all stuck inside. You couldn't do anything. And she lost her original record contract.
Yep.
And so then has been working the last however many years to get back to release Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess, and then just bursts onto the scene. I hate people who do. I was an early Chappell Roan fan. Like, I have been a fan. I've had Pink Pony Club on my playlist for 4 years now. And I kept trying to tell people to listen to Chappell Roan, and she started kind of generating some more buzz on TikTok. And between maybe like February and May, it went from nobody knowing who Chappell Roan was to her being one of the biggest performers and musicians in the world. Like, they had to change her. She was supposed to be on a small stage at, I think it was at Bonnaroo or one of the music festivals, and they had to move her to one of the main stages because the overflow would have been like unsustainable for the number of people who were there. It happened at Gov Ball.
Yeah. There's a lot of talk in the chat about this category. People say Roser's in there, Devin's in there. People are saying that the Andre album is just background music. It sort of is. Like, I don't disagree with that. I don't think it deserves to be.
I think I've come up with the perfect list for these big 4 categories. I think I've really got this. Okay. Record of the year is going to be Kendrick, Not Like Us. Album, Beyonce. Song of the year, Sabrina Carpenter, and best new artist, Chappell Roan.
Yeah. I do think Song of the Year could be Birds of a Feather.
Yeah, that's got to...
From a singer-songwriter standpoint.
Which one is that?
Eilish.
Billie Eilish.
Oh, I don't know. You have to give Sabrina Carpenter an award because of how big that album was.
I would almost say she deserves Best New Artist over Chappell Roan.
But you have to give her an award because of how big that album was.
Yeah.
I feel like you cannot snub both of them because those 2 albums were massive.
And she's had 2 huge singles, Espresso and the Please, Please, Please. They're both like big songs.
Yeah, I think that Sabrina Carpenter and Chappell Roan both are going to win an award.
This?
I'm still really upset that Ariana Grande
Sabrina Carpenter and Chappell Roan split the Best New Artist vote, and somebody else wins it.
And then the other thing is, how do you have the Grammys?
And you give it to Shabuzi?
Teddy Swims.
I do love Teddy Swims. And I love Shabuzi.
Yeah.
The other thing is, how do you do a Grammys and not give Taylor Swift an award? I think she'll win You
can do it, I promise.
Be
brave.
She'll win like a lower tier award, right? She won't win any of the big...
She's not even going to be there.
I don't think she'll win any of the big awards this year. I just don't see it. That album just wasn't that good.
The Grammys are February 2nd. When's the Super Bowl?
The next weekend?
Yeah, it's the 9th, I think.
I just wonder if she would be. The Super Bowl's the 9th. So that's the week off of the NFL playoffs. So she could actually, Taylor Swift could be at the Grammys and the Super Bowl if the Chiefs make it.
Yeah.
And we know the NFL wants the Chiefs to make it because we've seen the calls they've gotten. I don't know. None of the other categories are really that interesting. Best pop duo group performance. Beyonce got nominated for Levi's Jeans with Post Malone. Ariana Grande.
That's not
Brandy
a real
and
song.
Monica, The Boy Is Mine. There you go.
Yeah. I was curious. I always look for best musical theater album.
Stop. I'm looking at best rock album, and I swear to God, like the Rolling Stones have a new album out. Who knew?
Yeah. Oh, they used I I was going to say hot girl, and as a woman, that's a really horrible way to define somebody. From Euphoria, actress.
Come on. Sydney Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney, thank you.
Oh,
they
she's
used
in the
Sydney
video?
Sweeney in the rollout. Yeah, she was in the video. I'm sorry, Sydney Sweeney.
And it still didn't break through any of our consciousness. Pearl Jam got nominated, Best Rock Album. The Black Crowes got nominated.
Best Country Duo Group Performance, Beyonce and Miley got nominated for 2 Most Wanted.
Best Country Solo Performance, Beyonce, 16 Carriages.
Okay.
Jelly Roll, I Am Not Okay. Casey Musgraves, The Architect. Shabuzi, A Bar Song. Chris Stapleton, It Takes a Woman.
I don't like the song, but I respect that it's like a massive hit. The Shabuzi song, that's probably going to win something.
I bet Jelly Roll
It's a
wins.
massive
He
song.
seems like the kind of guy they'd all vote for. You know, like he's like a big favorite in the industry. And
that's
all
true.
this stuff.
Yeah,
That's like when Steely Dan won the album of the year at that time, like 25 years ago. It's famous because they were, Toto won album of the year, like back in the Michael Jackson days. Because
for Africa?
I think it was that album. But all the guys in Toto were just like studio musicians, and they played on everyone else's albums. Like you can't name a person who was in Toto. Most people can't.
No, that's a good point. It's why Chris Stapleton's so big. Like he was a songwriter and wrote
Everyone
other people's
knows him.
songs. Everybody knows him, and then he won a bunch of Grammys. Yeah, that's a good point.
So like a lot of these awards are just kind of industry awards, right? Like it's just whoever you know. It's not necessarily like who's the best. It's like
And I like the Grammys from an award show viewing perspective because I love when they do performances, like cross-genre performances.
Yeah.
It's
I
the
love
best
to watch
one.
performances. That's what it all comes down to.
Yeah.
Like I watch the Kennedy Center honors every year because I like to watch performances.
I agree. No, it's like my favorite awards show is the Oscars just because I love movies, but I think the best award show is probably the Grammys just because, again, you get the performances and everybody's there.
I watched the MTV Awards like a month ago. I just stumbled on it, whatever it is.
Oh, the VMAs went hard.
It was pretty good. Yeah. There was a lot of
VMAs
good
were great.
performances.
I had a good time.
There was that long Katy Perry performance.
Keeps
that
a
was
little
good.
too long.
Keeps me young.
Yeah.
Keeps me young.
I feel old.
That's the oldest thing I've ever said in my life.
You want to feel old? Not only I'm trying to read these Grammy nominations, not only do I not know half the artists, but I can barely read the screen. I need my reading glasses.
My eyes actually keep kind of bugging out this
Wow.
morning.
We should stop.
The Gary Parrish Show, live weekdays at 10 a.m.